What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another KBO Collections Hobby Drive. Headed out on a cold Wednesday morning. So basically, just wanted to hop on for a few minutes, talk about something that I'm considering. So I've been thinking about it for a while, and what I've been thinking about for a while is actually submitting some cards for grading myself. I've only submitted cards one other time for grading, and that was through a group submission. And by the way, like, the majority of those cards still haven't returned yet. And it's been, well, it will be 1 year next month, so, which is fine. Like, whatever. I don't care. I'm not worried about that. That's not has nothing to do with it. But yeah, but I've never submitted cards myself. Now, here's the reason why I'm thinking about submitting myself, is because, quite frankly, because of the price, the cost. You know, to submit a card, like, there's a quite a markup on it here when you're doing group subs. So anyway, I don't know exactly how much, but it's fairly large. Anyway, and that's fine if you're just submitting, like, if you're just submitting a few cards, like, 4 or 5 cards, okay, cool. But actually, what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to submit my Gibson collection. I'm wanting to submit Hall of Famers for my 55 Bowman set. I want to submit some different things like that. Some Pujols rookies, maybe some Ichiro rookies. Just various things like that is what I want to submit. Which means there's quite a bit. There's between 50 and 100 cards that I'm looking at sending in. So, I don't know, like, the markup is probably about like $10 to $20 a card through the group sub thing. So multiply $10-$20 times 50 or 100. That's a lot of money that you're just paying the person to just send your cards off and get them back. Now, I know that they say, like, well, they assume a lot of responsibility and all that. Whatever. I do get it. I can assume that responsibility myself. Now, so back to the point of this. So I'm thinking about submitting some cards. So I know a lot of people don't really care for them, and a lot of the complaints are just like, the labels, but the labels. And one of the other complaints is, oh my God, they're tough. I sent in 100 cards, and I only got back, 2 10s out of 100. Okay, whatever. I don't care if they're tough. I don't care about the labels. Actually, the labels aren't that bad to me anymore. They've kind of grown on me in a way. Like, they don't bother me. So, because I'm harping on the labels, you can probably all guess that I'm talking about CSG. So, yesterday, I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and potentially try. I still haven't fully decided, but it's like, I'm going to start gathering my information and trying to, like, put it all together and think about, make the decision on whether I want to do it or not. So I emailed CSG, and I told them, I said, hey, I'm an international, I would be an international customer from Korea. I said, I would have to ship via Korean Post, which switches over to the USPS once it gets within the US. Is this acceptable? Because I have no options to actually ship FedEx or whatever, because I live in a small town, like in a really small town here, and we don't have FedEx offices and carriers and stuff. Now, if someone sends a package to me via FedEx, I can get it, no problem at all. But what they do is, once it enters Korea, they turn it over to like a local company delivery driver, not like a FedEx delivery company or whatever. So anyway, so if anybody ever sends a FedEx package, don't worry, I can get it. That's not an issue at all. It's just I can't send the things via FedEx myself, because now if I lived in Seoul or Busan or Incheon, one of the big cities, one of the major cities, I would be able to, because they have FedEx offices and all of that. So anyway, so I asked them first, I said, is it okay? Because I know that, I believe PSA, for example, says for international customers, we only accept via FedEx or UPS, I believe is what they say, or something like that. And it's like, okay, for somebody like myself who doesn't have a FedEx or a UPS office, how the hell can I send it FedEx or UPS unless I take a day off? And here's the thing, I could do it still technically. I could just take a day off work, but I don't want to take a day off work to do that. And travel, 2 hours one way and 2 hours another way, 4 hours of travel and a day off work just to send some cards in. Yeah, no thank you. So anyway, so I asked CSG, I said, is it cool if I send it that way? And they said, that's totally fine, no issues there. And then my next question was, how are customs declarations and customs forms handled? Now this is a very important thing for me, because I was like, look, and in my mind, in my thinking, and this isn't flawed thinking, it's like, these are my cards, all right? I've already bought them, I've already paid taxes on them, I've already done everything. These are in my possession, these are things that I own. So, here's the thing. I'm not buying the new cards or anything like that. I'm just getting them encased. So, I don't want customs to be saying like, oh, well, this card, you bought this card in this case and blah, 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 so therefore it's this amount of money and all that. Well, no, these are my cards. The only thing I'm buying or paying for are the cases that they're being put in. So I asked them about that. I said, how will that be handled? And so they actually gave me a very good tip, which I need to check into. I need to run it up the ladder and get some info on this. But they said, so what we suggest is you speak to customs and you can get a form that basically you put down that the stuff is yours, and you include it in the package, and then when they send everything back, they send it back with this form in it. So that way, when it gets to customs, they just clear it because it's your stuff. And they said the only thing that they'll actually declare is the grading cost, which is totally fine. Like I said, I'm not trying to get out of paying customs taxes or anything like that. I get it, and I'm fine with paying customs taxes on the encasing fees. So they said as for the actual cards inside the cases, if you fill out that form and include it, they'll include it when they send it back, and then that will speed up and ease the clearance process, which is very good. So actually, so what I'm going to try to do over the next few days is I'm going to try to get in touch with customs, explain to them what I want to do, like, hey, so I've got these cards, and I'll even provide examples because I have graded cards, right? So I'll show them a graded and an ungraded card, and I'll say like, hey, so I want to send these cards that look like this, that are in ungraded form or unevaluated form, to be evaluated and put into cases like these. So I own these cards, so I need a form that I can send along with it that can be sent back so that it proves my ownership of the cards. So basically, I will work on doing that over the next few days and see how that works out. See if I can get an answer out of customs. A lot of times it'll take them a few days to get an answer, which is fine. Like I said, all of this is me planning things out and looking into things. It's not like I'm in a rush to do this. So yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm planning. and we'll see. I don't know. So maybe in the next couple of months, I may be sending off some of my PC to CSG. And like I said, I know a lot of people are just like, oh my God, but the labels. That's fine. These are for my personal collection. That's the thing. I want them protected. I want them authenticated, and I want them so that basically down the road, it's easier to know what you have. You know what I'm saying? It's easier if you've got a card graded or encased, okay? Regardless of what company it's with. It could be with any company. It could be with Snaggletooth Grading, for all that matters. But if that card has the card number, the card name, the player name, the year, all that information, that set information, it makes it much easier to understand what you have. And I'm saying that for an outside person. For me, okay, I can look at a card and say, all right, this is 68 tops, that's a 58 tops, that's a 92 Donruss, like whatever. I can look at the cards and do that myself, but to the outside person, they don't know. However, if you have that label and it has it all put in up there at the top, they'll know what it is. So anyway, so yeah. So basically, that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. We'll see. Hopefully it all works out, and I think it will. Like, just basically, I'm going to take my time, think it through. I already know the cards that I'm planning to send. Like, I've got things like a 55 Bowman Willie Mays, Al Kaline, like basically all of the Hall of Famers that I have that aren't already slabbed out of the 55 Bowman set. Send those. And maybe even some other ones like the Elston Howard, different ones like that. Some of the key cards. So there are key cards in the set that aren't Hall of Famers, right? As well. Some of the high numbers maybe that are key high numbers. The umpires, of course, you got some Hall of Famers in those. Different things. So anyway, so sending in 55 Bowman Hall of Famers, sending in my Gibson run. So when I say my Gibson run, like basically my 59 through 75, the normal base card, sending that in, having that slabbed. Sending in some usuals, having them slabbed. Yeah, like I said, got a few Pujols rookies that I'd like to get slabbed. An Ichiro or two that I would like to get slabbed. And like I said, I'm not worried about grades. I'm not worried if they grade tough or whatever. Hell, I'm probably not even I'm gonna put these cards in the. I'm gonna put them in the semi-rigids and just send them in. If I do this, most likely I'm not gonna sit there and try to evaluate them. I might give them a glance over and just basically start to develop my eye, so to speak, where I just look at them and say like, oh, I think this one's probably gonna be and a lot of these are gonna be like probably twos. I think there are going to be a lot of twos in this group. So look at it and like, oh, okay, this one's going to be a 2, all right? This one's going to be a 3. This one's going to be a 1. Just kind of try to, develop my eye, so to speak. So yeah, and like I said, so we'll see. Anyway, that's all I have today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Let me know what you think about CSG grading. I know a lot of people poo-poo on them. I don't. Like they could do better on the labels a bit, but at the same time, I don't really mind the labels that much, or the flips, or whatever you want to call them. They've grown on me. Like I said, they've grown on me. So anyway, that's all I have today. Thanks for watching.